Hello everyone. It has been a little break in the videos if you're watching these back to back. Today is September 19th. This is day 130. I'm going to put my elbow on the counter here. Hopefully that won't shake the camera too much. Just wanted to make a video. Haven't made a video in a little bit. My mom came to town. My daughter had her 10-year-old birthday, and so I wanted to make a video. So that's where we're at. My mom came to town, and that's probably what this video will be focused on. She stayed for about 4 or 5 days, and it really was the first time that my mom had gotten to experience me presenting as I am right now, which I almost hate to say presenting as a woman, but presenting as my whatever you want to call it. And it was kind of an interesting, it was cool. It was cool to be getting up in the morning and getting dressed and doing things and not having to make any excuses for who and what I am and what I'm doing. And that was really, really cool. I think my mom also, too, maybe replaced some of the old mental images of me that, when you talk to somebody on the phone, you kind of, what do you picture when you can't see them? And maybe she got to experience a little bit of who I am. Now, that said, the only drawback was I did not speak with this voice for her visit. I tried to work it in, but I felt like it was a little too much. And I don't know if I can talk down a little bit and, try and see how I sounded. I didn't go all the way down. It was like I tried to soften my voice. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Oh, hello, how are you? It'd be kind of down here in this range. And, again, it was not, and this might be a better vocally more in my throat, but I noticed today, and maybe today is just kind of the pendulum swinging up because I haven't had this opportunity to be by myself. Maybe my voice is a little higher, but anyway. But it was a good visit, and it was nice, and like I said, my mom got to see and experience me as I am right now, and that's pretty cool. She left. She's gone now. She's going back home, and hopefully we'll see her in a couple months. Things are kind of progressing otherwise. I had some legal stuff that I won't go into here on social media, but resolving some issues, and that's good. Just have to let it happen. Anyway, so for the last, I'd say 5 or 6 days, I have been in the company of someone else, and specifically my mom, which I love, and also my daughter, but I've not had much free time or alone time, as you might imagine. So I made sure to leave today. I go back to work tomorrow, but to kind of leave the rest of today to let me acclimate to being with my mom back on the road and with me, and just kind of to get back into the routine or whatnot, but also to kind of go, you just need a little bit of a breather. And really, that's about it. Still on the hormones, obviously, still on my meds. I was off one of my meds for a couple days, the anxiety med, just because I ran out. The overlap. I really should count my pills when I get them from the pharmacy, just so I make sure I don't miss any. So I've been off my antidepressant for 2 days, and I definitely feel a little off, but I think there's a little bit of sadness with my mom going back and just trying to work things out. And that's kind of where I'm at. So as far as being on day 130 of hormones, I definitely am in the fourth month. I've got 3 months behind me, and I am in my fourth month, middle of my fourth month. My emotions are still, I mentioned a minute ago, my emotions are a little wacky, but again, I think that's just because of the visit and my head meds. I almost feel like I need a little more estrogen. I still have some of the male. It's not really aggression, it's just, you know, so I still kind of have that. And I go see my endocrinologist in 2 weeks. And I think if she asks me, that's what I'm going to say is if I could just get a little bit more estrogen, I think it would help me out a lot. Not so much for the physical changes, but for the mental. Physically, sometimes I feel like a slippery snake. My skin has just gotten so soft. Feels good and all, but again, it's a different feeling. Breast development is kind of trucking along slowly. I still have very tender and sore breasts. Some days are worse than others, but I take that as a sign that things are changing. Some days I feel a little lumpiness under there, which I guess is the breast seed. So things are happening. That's about it as far as what that goes. Really, as far as the timetable goes, if everything goes through with the legal stuff that's going on in the background that I'm not going to tell you about, I could wrap everything up by Halloween, and when I feel comfortable, then I will go, when I'm ready to go full time at work, then I will go down to the Social Security office and change my gender marker on my Social Security. And then as part of that, after that will be driver's license and all that. But I have to take my new Social Security card to my HR department at work and kind of start the transition in the workplace, which I've talked about previously. But I don't really want to do that yet until the legal stuff is finalized, whatnot. The other thing I wanted to talk about, good visit, parent visit, is kind of what I kind of think of as being in two worlds, living in two worlds. Like this morning, I took my daughter to school and I kind of wanted to, act like I was going into work so that I would have the day off, just mentally. And so I had to take off my fingernail polish and I put on my put on my shirt and my jeans and acted like I was going into the office. And, while I was there, after everything was said and done, I drove by Walgreens to ask about my meds. And, it's like you're dressed as a man, but you're on hormones and it's like for me mentally, I kind of was, coming out of this, I'm very happy, like my mom is accepting me and maybe looking at me as a woman-ish and all that, but I'm still kind of like there are times where I have to be, and I don't talk with a deep voice, even when I'm dressed as I'm wearing my guy clothes. I still kind of joke, and when I guess I kind of do sound male, but I look at myself here in the video, and then when I was at Walgreens, on my way back to the pharmacy, I looked up at the security glass, and I saw myself, and I said, what do you see? Do you see a woman? Do you see a guy? And I see, kind of like right now I'm looking, I see something in the middle, and that's what transitioning is, and that was kind of a, moment. I am transitioning right now. And that means I'm between the two. When you transition, you're between the two. And so, going into transitioning, it was, I have to transition, I want to transition, I got my letter, I start my hormones, blah, 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 blah. But I am still in transition. I'm still in this phase of moving towards the next step, which I think will be full time. Hopefully, somewhere between Halloween and New Year's, I will be transitioning. I will be, and it's kind of neat, and again, hopefully I get more confidence talking this way. And again, I feel like right now I'm in that, oh, I'm free, where I'll dial it back down later. Okay. But anyway, that's where we're at. And had another odd kind of vibe. One of the trans folks here in town is missing, and the suspicion is that they killed themselves. I hope it's not true, but back to something I talked about before, that, when you get to be, I'm going to make a gross generalization, but when you get to be in the middle of your transition, you really are a survivor, and you're dealing with things, and I don't know. It's kind of a challenge, isn't it? I'm going to run out of time if I'm not careful. So anyway, things are going. Things are happening. I'm going to get off my butt and go enjoy myself for the rest of the day, because technically I'm still on vacation. So anyway, that is it from day 130. And I got fingernail polish on my hand. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Good luck to you.